Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Students, today we will have a revision class for your midterm exam. Okay, so the chapters included for your midterm exam are chapter number 3, Modern World 1, okay, and chapter number 20, Governance at the Union Level, and Modern World 2. Okay, Modern World 2 you will have only till where I have completed. Okay, that is the Pan-Slav movement and Balkan politics. Only till there you will be having for your exam. Okay, that is page number 92. Okay, clear? So here I will be revising chapter number 20, Governance at Union Level. Okay, chapter number 4, that is Modern World 2. I won't be revising because we just completed it in the last two classes, right? So I hope you all remember what I've done. Okay, chapter number 3, Modern World 1. I will be posting the video which was sent for your first CCE exams. Okay, that video includes chapter number 2 as well. Okay, but you don't have to study chapter number 2. Okay, study only the revision of chapter number 3 from that video. Okay, so coming back to chapter 20, Governance at Union Level. Here I will tell you all which questions are important. Okay, you have to study one word answers as well as 5-mark answers. Okay, I may ask you one word answers as well as 5-mark answers. Okay, go through all the in-text questions as well. Okay, here the first topic is president. Okay, the process of election of the president. How is the president elected? Okay, the election process of the president consists of elected members of both the houses of the parliament. Okay, he is elected by a secret ballot, which includes the members of the Lok Sabha, members of Rajya Sabha, and members of legislative assemblies of states as well as union territories. Okay, so you may get a question like explain the election process of the president. Okay, next one is the qualifications of the president and term of office. Okay, you have to study this as well. Next one is powers of the president. Okay, now there are 4 powers. So I may ask you to explain any one of the powers or any 2 of the powers. Okay, there are 4 powers here: executive powers, legislative powers, financial and judicial powers. Okay, next one is the emergency provisions of the president. Okay, the president has certain emergency powers, right? So in 3 situations he can use these powers, that is during war, external aggression, or armed rebellion. Second one is failure of the constitutional machinery in any state. Third one is financial crisis. Okay, so you may be given a question like explain the 3 situations in which the president can exercise his emergency powers. Okay, or I may ask you to explain any one of the situation in which he can exercise his emergency powers. Okay, so next one is regarding the position of the president. Okay, so according to the Constitution of India, the president is the nominal or constitutional head. Okay, the real authority lies in the hands of the Prime Minister and the Council of Ministers. Okay, he can take decisions only with the advice of the Prime Minister and Council of Ministers. Next one is regarding the Prime Minister. Okay, the Prime Minister is appointed by the President. Okay, and there are certain various functions of the Prime Minister. Okay, so I may ask you to explain any 1 or 2 functions. Okay, the Prime Minister, he is the ex officio chairman of the Planning Commission as well as the National Development Council. Okay, next topic is the Union Council of Ministers. Now the members of the Council of Ministers, they are appointed by the President on the recommendation of the Prime Minister. Okay, now here there are 3 categories of ministers. Okay, remember this, the Council of Ministers, it has 3 categories, that is cabinet ministers, ministers of the state, and deputy ministers. Okay, here one important topic is the no confidence motion. What is no confidence motion means? It is a legislative motion which is brought by the members of the Lok Sabha, okay, when they do not have trust in the Council of Ministers, okay. So legislative motion brought by the members of Lok Sabha expressing lack of trust in the Council of Ministers is called no confidence motion, okay. Next one is regarding the Union Parliament. Okay, the Union Parliament has two houses, that is Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha. Okay, Lok Sabha is called the lower house and Rajya Sabha is called the upper house. Okay, Lok Sabha is also called House of People. Okay, Rajya Sabha is called Council of States. Okay, here you have to study the strength of the Lok Sabha. Okay, the members, number of members cannot exceed 550. Okay, 550 is the maximum number of members. Out of this, 530 are elected from the people of states and the remaining 20 are elected from the union territories. Okay, so here you have to study about the term as well. The term of Lok Sabha is 5 years. Okay, and then there are certain conditions to become the member of Lok Sabha. Okay, we have to study that. Next one is Rajya Sabha. Here the strength of Rajya Sabha must not exceed 250. Okay, and out of these 250 members, 238 members will represent the states and the union territories. Okay, and the remaining 12 members are nominated by the president. Okay, so here the members of the Rajya Sabha, they are elected for 6 years. Okay, here again you have certain conditions or qualifications to become a member of Rajya Sabha. Okay, you have to study that. Next one is presiding officers. Who is the presiding officer of the Lok Sabha? Lok Sabha is presided by the Speaker. Okay, and Rajya Sabha is presided over by the Vice President of India. Okay, remember this. Lok Sabha is presided by the Speaker and Rajya Sabha is presided by the Vice President of India. Okay. Next one is the functions of Parliament. Okay, here you have 5 functions: legislative functions, executive, financial functions, judicial functions and miscellaneous functions. Okay, so I may ask you all to explain any one or two of the functions. Okay, next topic is comparison of both the houses of Parliament, comparative position of both the houses of Parliament. Okay, there are 5 points here. Okay, go through the textbook. There are 5 points. So I may ask you to explain any one. Okay, for example, the Rajya Sabha is directly elected. Okay, and the Lok Sabha is directly elected and Rajya Sabha on the other hand is indirectly elected. Okay, in financial matters, Lok Sabha has an upper hand, okay, than the Rajya Sabha. Okay, so I may ask you all to explain any 2 or 3 of the points here. Okay, next one is the Supreme Court. Okay, the Chief Justice and judges of the Supreme Court are appointed by the President of India. Okay, at present the Supreme Court consists of the Chief Justice and 30 judges. Okay, they are appointed by the President of India. Okay, here also there are certain conditions to become the judge of the Supreme Court. Okay, you have to study that, it is important. The judges of the Supreme Court, they can hold office until they attain the age of 65 years. Remember this. Okay, and then one important topic here is impeachment procedure. Okay, you have to study that. That is, the judges can be removed from office by an order of the President. Okay, passed after both the houses of the Parliament, which is again supported by a special majority. Okay, this is called as impeachment procedure, that is removal of the judges of the Supreme Court by the President. Okay, this is an important topic, remember this, impeachment procedure. Next one is the jurisdiction of Supreme Court. The Supreme Court has 3 kinds of jurisdiction, that is original, appellate and advisory jurisdiction. Okay, so you have to study this. Okay, I will ask you all to explain either 3 of the jurisdictions or any one of them. Okay. Next topic is public interest litigation, PIL. What is public interest litigation? It is when any person can bring a petition about a problem before the court and not just the person affected by the problem. I've explained this in detail in my earlier videos. Okay. Any person can bring a petition about a problem even if he is not affected by the problem. On behalf of others, he can bring a petition about it before the court. Okay, it is usually used on behalf of the people who are poor or disadvantaged or do not have the means to approach the court. Okay, so another person will approach the court on their behalf, okay, regarding their problem. So this is PIL, public interest litigation. Okay, so these are the important topics in this chapter. Okay, but you have to study the whole chapter. Go through all the in-text questions as well. Okay, all the best, students. Study well.